Born in New York, my mother was both a father figure and mother figure. I did not see my father often during my life. I was surrounded by poverty. My maternal grandmother obtained full custody of me. With a new start to life, I still had many demons in my closet. I was always searching for a connection. Anger came out of me, and I took it out on any and everyone that tried to help me. Until a teacher grabbed me by my shirt and said to me, "I am not like everybody in your life that has hurt you." My teacher helped me rebuild my mental strength, graduate from high school, and I received a full football scholarship to American International College. I have helped many young men and women achieve many goals academically, athletically, and personally against all odds. Welcome to Against All Odds. My name is Stefan Davis. I'm an educator, mentor, teacher within the city of Springfield. Today, our topic is going to be about the transition of youth back to school after dealing with a long, hot summer. And the transition piece is very, very key for these young men and women. My panel today, I have Evan Wallace and Jenalise Solis. Evan, if you can, give me a little bit and give the people a little insight about yourself and some of your plans, if you like.
Okay. Well, my name's Evan. I was a student of his for about 2 years. I went from skipping school every day, just nonstop. I wasted about 2 years of high school just skipping school every day. I went from that to going to school at 9 o'clock when I entered his program. And all I can say is that was the best decision I made, because now not only was I able to get the help that I needed, but I got 3 years of all the school that I missed, all caught up in about 2, would you say?
Yeah, around 2 years.
2 years. And that was just big journey for me. It was not easy.
So how did you graduate? What happened? Let the people know what
man.
happened. You did all of these years. What happened?
It was so close. I started losing hope at the end because I didn't think I was really gonna make it, but I ended up finishing. I graduated, got my diploma, and couldn't be happier.
Where you going after? What do you have planned now?
Oh, what I have planned now, right after the end of this month, I'm going down and joining the service.
That's cool. That's cool. I'm glad to see that. And your road wasn't easy.
No, it wasn't.
And I'm glad to have you here.
Thank you.
Jenny, what's going on, girl?
My name is Jenalise. I'm in 12th grade now. When I started high school, I was always missing school. I would never go. I would stay home. Then I went into coach class. It was the biggest opportunity I had, because now I'm going to graduate. I'm going to school, good grades, and everybody that doubted me, now it's like, can't doubt me no more because I'm already making it. When I'm finished school, I'm going to be a doctor. I'm going to go to college, and I'm going to help those in need.
That's wonderful. I'm glad to see that you found a vision. And I think it's good to let the people in the audience know that the youth do have issues out there, but with the right guidance, they can achieve whatever goal they set forth for themselves and make it happen.
Right.
So the topic today is a very, very hard topic for educators. because we as educators have to deal with the kids going back to school, transitioning from a summer that wasn't as structured. But we'll have an insight from the kids that are on the panel. Also, we'll have insight from an email that I received from a student within the Springfield Public Schools about some of her issues that she has transitioning from the summer back into the school year. So with that being said, I would like to take a break and come back after. Thank you. Welcome back. The funny thing is, when we first started this, I asked kids to send me an email on some of their issues going back to school. I got an email from a young lady, and in the email it stated, I think about the sleep, obviously, going from waking up whenever to waking up at 5:45 in the morning, which I know doggone well I couldn't do every day. And it's a big adjustment for kids going back to school, being able to sleep for hours, not having a time limit. So when you guys hear this young lady says, okay, I can't get up at 5:45, that's a challenge for me. That catching a bus, getting prepared, showering. How do you, as students, how do you guys deal with that transitional piece of preparing yourself to go back to school?
Well, the way that I dealt with it, I just kind of had to embrace the fact that I was going back to school, so I'd probably just start going to sleep probably a lot earlier, weeks before I go back to school, just to get myself back into the groove of just, waking up early, trying to catch the bus stop at like 6:30 in the morning, and then trying to survive the whole day and trying not to fall asleep in school.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You sit up there, you get in school, you're not used to getting up early,
Right.
so you're tired.
Always.
You're always tired. So do you get to school in time to have breakfast?
No.
Sometimes.
What you mean no?
Sometimes.
So you don't have time. So it's a last minute preparation in the morning
Yeah.
for you.
Pretty much.
So if you were talking to this young lady that wrote this in the email, what are some advice that you would want to present to her or give her?
I don't know. Find something that's going to motivate you to get up every morning.
Go to sleep earlier.
Yeah, there's just a lot of things that you can do as well. You can, because all you guys have these doggone cell phones. You understand what I'm saying? You got these cell phones. You can sit up and set your alarm clock on your cell phone. And if one of your friends, that gets up all the time on time, have them call you,
Right.
right? So what's some obstacles you have getting up in the morning? It's kind of the transitioning from the summer, getting up to get back to go to school.
It's hard because in the summer you could sleep at like 4 in the morning, 6 in the morning, anytime you want, and then when you go back to school, you have to wake up at 6, and it's hard because you be tired. You don't want to get up from bed.
Yeah, if you get up in the morning, if you go to bed at 4 o'clock in the morning, I don't know what can you be doing at 4 o'clock in the morning and then going to sleep? That's the thing. So you're saying you have to prepare yourself from going to bed at 4 o'clock in the morning, right? Which I don't know how they do it, because I know I need my sleep. But you have to get up prepare yourself, because you ain't like a guy, because like Evan don't have no hair. So, well, he has a little bit of hair. I don't have any hair. But women have to do their hair, make sure they're a little bit, fine-tuned and lips done, eyebrows, clothes all right. So you need a little bit more. What time would you get up in the morning?
I get up like at 6.
You get up at 6. This girl got up at 5:45, so you're about 15 minutes different. Okay. And what's your routine?
I get up, take a shower, get dressed, be on my phone for a little bit, and then go to school.
Okay, so when you see this young girl, I think this young lady was a freshman, and she's going into her sophomore year, and she said she has a big issue with getting to school on time. So I think the little bit of conversation that you guys gave about getting to school on time, hopefully she listened to, and hopefully the audience and the families, the parents, especially the kids going to bed at 4 o'clock in the morning, check their cell phones. Don't let them be on the cell phone all night. Make sure the cell phones are away, because that affects them, the transition, because they're used to that. That's the key. Would you guys say that's a key thing? Because you got the Facebooks and all the other stuff.
Big distraction.
That's a big distraction, right? So to start trying to nip that in the behind now, because it's going to be a struggle when the school year starts back, because the kids are going to sit up, they're going to be tired, they're going to fall asleep in class. So, and just remember, they have to get up early, and I try to tell a lot of the parents to step their game up with their kids when it comes to being on time to school, because a lot of kids you see do fall asleep in school because they've been on their cell phones at nighttime. So another thing that this young lady wrote about, it's kind of interesting. She wrote, so when I transitioned from summer to the beginning of the school year, I think the hardest thing for me as new students in her class. Every year, there are some people in your class that you never met, and other times, there are people that you already know. Sometimes people you don't know are people you wish you knew. So, when you get into class, all right, you're in the first day, you're going through your schedule. You're like, oh, are you going to be in my class, right?
Yeah.
Everybody trying to find out who's in
Mm-hmm.
everybody's class, right? Fair to say?
Yeah.
So when you get in the class, you say, uh-oh, I don't know nobody in this class. My friends aren't in this class. Why is that hard? Why is that hard when you don't have your quote unquote boys, quote unquote girls in your class? What's the issue with that? Because she's stating that that's a big issue with her.
Well, I think it's all just trying to get used to people, trying to get used to being around new people, trying to make friends.
Trying to
and
make
people judge all the time, they might not like you.
Right.
Stuff like that.
So you have to adapt to others.
Yeah.
Now, with that piece, is it when it's hard to adapt to others, you're going to go into that classroom with a shield up. You're not going to talk.
Yeah. You sit alone in the corner.
Sit alone in the corner. That's deep. That's deep. But Soli, why would you sit alone in the corner? That's what I want to know. Why would you put yourself in a predicament not to get the education that the teacher is trying to teach you, and you pull yourself in the corner Is that helping you? But first, let me know why you go to the corner.
It's like if I don't know somebody in the class, I just sit by myself. Cause like sometimes the kids that are in my class, they're like talking in a group, and I want to do my work, and they're too loud, so I just distance myself, push to the back so I could do my work alone.
So you'd rather go to the back, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're saying. You'd rather go to the back of the room.
Yeah.
Why not go to the front of the room? That's what I want to know. Because you're further away from the
Yeah.
scenario, right? And this is some of the things that I want to tell a lot of kids. You don't have to go to the back of the room to get away. You be a role model. You sit up there and you get to the front of the room. So you can sit up there and get that vision from what the teacher is trying to teach you. That's key. You can't worry about what other people think about you.
Yeah, all those other people don't really matter. You know, you're not there to go see them. You're there to learn.
Right. You're not there to see them. Everybody want to quote unquote think that just because their friends are in the classroom, it's not going to work. You can't do it a lot of times. Or I'm going to try to get in their class. Right?
Yeah.
That ain't help. That's not helping you. You can't, and this is what I would tell the young lady. You can't worry about who's in your class. You're in your class.
Sometimes it's better to be without your friends, because that way you do your work more. You pay attention, because when you're with your friends, you're just talking.
Right. They're going to distract. It's
Yeah.
distraction. So you shouldn't. And so it's a positive thing if you're not in the classroom with your friends. A positive thing. It's not a negative. So you guys had some very good points. Very good points. And hopefully the listeners, the parents, see and hear these points that these young people are throwing out to the public on why sometimes kids do fail. Because they worry about their friends.
Also, it's probably just motivation, too. There's nothing motivating them.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, like, maybe the teacher's not interesting. Maybe she or he is just boring. You know, maybe the whole class is maybe a distraction and the teacher can't get anything done. Just a lot of things.
So, okay. Now I'm gonna get into it. Not that I wasn't into it, but I'm gonna get into it. You can't you have to engage the teacher. This is some of the things that you guys gotta understand. Just because you're the student, don't mean that you can't help your teacher. You can help your teacher engage the other kids in the classroom. You can stay after school and say, you know what? This will be something that will catch their attention. This is something that'll catch their attention. Or these are ways that we may be able to get them to connect. And you say, you know what? I learn from you, but they're not learning from you. They think it's a joke. So, you can't be afraid to voice yourself, because if you don't voice yourself, you're not helping yourself. You're not helping no one. The teacher's frustrated, you're frustrated, and you got the kids in your classroom. They're not frustrated, they just don't care, or they just lack interest for whatever reason. So there's ways that you as kids could interact with your teacher to help them collaborate with your classroom. Now, that was pretty good. I like that, y'all. Your nerves, you guys are all right? Hopefully you guys are fine, you know. You swaying your feet back and forth. It's all right. It's all right. So the young lady says in slide number 3 She says, "What? Well, I'm also scared to meet new people because there are some pretty judgmental people out there." I'm just going to read that. I'm just going to say that first part. We all, and this is something that I'm going to tell the kids out there and the parents, we all are judged each and every day in our life. And you need to sit up there and implement that into your child's brain, that every day you're going to be judged. You can be judged on the color hair. You can be judged the type of shoes you wear. You can be judged because you don't wear a tie. You can be judged for a whole lot of reasons that we'll get into that in another show. But that's key. When you're judged and you're afraid of being judged, that also pulls away from your education, right?
Does.
Because you're hesitant to go into a classroom or go into school because you're worried about what somebody's going to say about you. Or you may walk by somebody and they're like, "Oh, what she got on? Look what she got on." Fair to say?
Yeah.
Or, "Oh, she's fat. Oh, he's skinny." Well, I know what I would say, because I'm going to keep it real with you. I probably would have said something back to them, but I'm going to be nice today. But I know what I was, I know back in the day, growing up in New York, it would have happened. Okay? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we have to deal with those life lessons. That's a life lesson. It's a life lesson. Because when we go into this world, and when you guys, I'm already knee deep into it. Probably getting ready to drown. But when you guys are just starting. Your kids are just starting to go into this world. And you guys got to understand, you can't run away from things because you're worried about what somebody else is going to say. You can't. Because you know what? They're not putting no food on the table for you. They're not putting no clothes on your back and no money in your pockets. You understand what I'm saying to you?
That's
Yeah.
true.
I mean, I could be wrong, but don't take my word, but I think I'm hitting it on
Yeah.
the nose.
Yeah.
So, young lady, don't worry about nobody judging you. Kids, don't worry about nobody judging you. It doesn't matter what somebody else says about you. You're your own entity. It's your life, not theirs. So, continuing that, she said, "I just don't want to get too comfortable with someone and then find out later that we are not the person that they thought they were going to be." So she's saying she don't want to get too close because they're going to put up a front, right?
Yeah.
She don't want to get too close because, all right, I'm going to give you the opportunity to know me. I'm going to be real with you. Hopefully you're being real with me. And it's not happening. Come down the line, she talking about her behind her back. How many times have you seen that?
A lot.
Have it happened to you?
Yes.
How did that happen? That's what I want to know. How did you deal with somebody being fake with you in the classroom? They, how you doing? And then what?
I just stopped talking to them and don't be their friends no more. Because if I'm gonna be real with you and then you're gonna be fake behind my back and talk about my back, and I'm trying to defend you and always be there for you, what's the whole point of me being there for you, being your friend, if you're just gonna be fake with me?
For real.
I deal with way too much of that, so I'm just independent. I don't care if anybody else wants to come and get to know me or whatever. That's them.
That's
but
them.
I'm just gonna keep on doing me.
So no one in your circle or in your previous circle of friends has smiled in your face and you thought that they were good with you in school, then they behind your back. That hasn't happened?
Happens to everybody.
No, I'm talking about you.
Well, of course it has.
How did you deal with it?
You know, what am I gonna do? I'm not gonna mess up my education by fighting and stuff like that. So, you know, I looked at my priorities. You know, what's more important?
The P word, priority. That's key. Your priorities. Is my priority to engage with somebody in a negative way or just let them go and keep doing you? Right?
Yup.
You gotta let them go. Hey, it's fine. I'm all right. Peace. I'm all right with it. Don't mean that you gotta be disrespectful to them because what? Two wrongs don't make a right.
Exactly.
That shows that you're a better person. Because if you engage negatively with those people, you're gonna get a what? A negative what? Response, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's gonna keep going and going and going. If you don't pay them no mind, you already know what's going on. You already know what's going on with that person. If you don't pay them no mind, they're the ones that's gonna feel stupid. Those are the ones that are gonna be like, Dad, she ain't paying me no mind, or he's not paying me no mind. And they're gonna sit around and say, well, I'm gonna go to the next person because I can't phase her or him. That's life though.
Yup.
I got people out there that judge me and may talk about me. I don't care. You can still talk about me, you can say whatever you want. That doesn't bother me because I'm my own person. I'm secure about myself.
Right.
If you're secure about yourself, nobody's gonna throw a wrench in you. It's gonna bounce right off, fall on the floor. Fair to say?
Yeah.
That's key, y'all, you guys. And then as you go on in your life, this is just the beginning. It's just the beginning for you. And all the things that I've tried to teach you over the years, the last 2 years, hopefully you take that into consideration about things to better yourself. And this is what I always tell you. You know, and that's one of your strong points. You're very independent. You've become very independent. You understand me?
Yeah.
And with that, you go a long way. And with being independent, young people, is beautiful. Not being dependent, not depending on no one. When you get out, you're gonna depend on your mother and them right now because no one has a job. Well, you guys got jobs, right?
Yeah.
Well, you younger ones, you don't have no job. You're dependent on your mother. Even with the older ones, you depend on your family still, right? But be independent. Start learning to be independent and not worrying about others. Now, the next thing for this young lady, what she had on her list, she had a long list. She had a lot of stuff to talk about, but we cut it down a little bit for this segment, is her last thing she wrote was, there are a lot of different things I'm scared of, but the thing that beats it all is whether I'm going to pass or not. I'm gonna stop right there because there's a little bit more to it, but I want to see what's going on. So, when you're in school, when you're going back to school, it's your last year.
Mm-hmm.
How you feel about that question she had, that statement she had?
Well, first of all, I'm excited to go back to school, and I always think about if I'm going to pass or I'm not going to pass. But if you want to pass, you got to be in school all the time, do all your work. If you're missing something, ask your teacher, stay after, so that way you know you're going to pass.
Good.
My advice would probably be like, get buddy with the teacher. Like honestly, once they see you're trying, they're gonna help you.
And you're right about that, because we have, when I taught you guys, when you guys came into my program, game is game.
Yep.
Game is game. You gotta have game. Bring it like back in the day when I was growing up. Listen, if I knew a teacher liked sports, I'm asking them about sports every day.
Yep.
If you have a female teacher, how's your hair today? I like her. I like your hair. It's beautiful. Bring her an apple, fruit, something. So that's cool. One more thing I'm gonna hit on this young lady's. She says, when I can't go home and ask my parents to help me with homework, it doesn't get anywhere. So throughout the school, say she's going back to school, she's like, you know what? I don't have no way to get no help. My mother's not gonna help me because her education is low. I don't even want to go home. Feels like I'm locked up and not allowed to do anything. You know, that's deep.
Yeah.
So, could you ask your mother to do homework with you?
Yeah,
Does she understand
some of it.
some of it? Mm-hmm. So you have that outlet. So
Yeah.
if your mother, say your mother didn't understand, how would you get the help that you needed?
If my mom wouldn't understand, I'll ask my sister. And if she don't, then the next day I'll go to school. I'll ask my teacher for help. And then if my teacher says I could stay after, I'll stay after. And then I'll have my teacher help me go over it again, keep practicing until like I get it.
Good.
Usually I would just, if you got a computer at home, use the internet. That's probably one of your biggest helps. There's YouTube out there. You know.
That's good. That's good. Well, I wish we can continue on this young lady's email. I really do, because she gave us a little insight on about going back to school and some of the issues that youth have. And hopefully your answers, my answers, are able to help the people out in the communities, not just in Springfield, Chicopee, all Western Mass. Be on top of your child. Understand your child's needs. And like I always tell parents, your child didn't ask to come into this world. They were brought into this world. And you will always have to take care of them until the day you die. You're always their parent. I'm not saying give it to them, but you need to be always invested in your child, no matter what. We're gonna go to a break and we'll continue. Welcome back, everyone. I would like to introduce a new person to a new member to our panel, Mr. Andrew Melendez. Nice to have you here today.
Thank you.
Mr. Melendez is a representative. He represents the Greater Springfield YMCA. If you can, give us a little insight about what you do at the Y.
Great. Well, first off, I appreciate you inviting me on, and great to be with your guest here. And we all know how difficult high school is, and no matter where you come from and where you are, and the work that you all are doing and sharing that story is so important for your viewers. The Y understands how important education is for all, and education for youth and seniors. We understand how we can get you to the right path. The Y is more than just a gym and swim. It's a place where it's lifelong learning. It starts at 6 months old to 106. So throughout this conversation, I'm excited to expand on the work that we do and the work we've done this summer, working with teens with through our counselors in training, through our YAIM program, and beyond.
Wow. That's really impressive because to be honest with you, I don't know not that much about the Y, what it has to offer. And I'm pretty sure like you said, a lot of people think it's just going out to swim or to play basketball after school, and not taking the full advantage of what the Y has to offer. And I think parents, you need to look into places in the community that can help your children, not just with having fun, but to help better themselves as young people and education, etc. So I know some of these kids on these young people on the panel have questions about the Y itself.
Okay.
And hopefully you're able to answer some of their questions, and I may have a question or two.
Sure.
Myself. I always have something to say.
Great.
So I'm gonna pass it over to Evan. Isn't that something? I called you one of my other students. Isn't that something? I'm a mess. Anyway.
All right.
What do you have for Mr. Melendez?
Well, my first question would be, say, it's after school or something. Can you just walk over there and then say, oh, do you have like computers or something I can use to like either like print something out, like kind of like a library? Could you like look something up?
Great. So one thing that we want all teenagers to have the experience is having mentors and tutors. Through our YAIM program for the Springfield Public Schools, we have a guided program that is able to assist young adults through the process of going through middle school and high school. We have this a great leader, Uriah Rodriguez, the Executive Director of Teen and Outreach Programs, that has been able to lead us through this process. And as of last year, our graduation rate was at 100%. 100% of YAIM scholars were able to graduate from high school, which we're very proud of. So one thing that we would tell you and other teens to do is when you go to our family centers, we have family centers in Agawam, Springfield, the Downtown Y, Dunbar, and Wilbraham, the Scantic Valley Y. And we would want you to go there, say that you want to become a YAIM member, and we want to get you through that process. And of course, that's free for all teens to be a part of the YAIM through the Springfield Public Schools. And we believe in the Springfield Public Schools and the work that we're doing, and this is our way of assisting through that process.
So you're saying that how will they get the information about the YAIM for parents? Mm-hmm. Is there any flyers going out into the schools, anything like that to not market, but to help engage the parents on what you're doing down there? Because for me as a parent, I have never heard of YAIM, and as me as an educator and dealing with at-risk kids, kids that have had issues going to school, academics, that's a perfect. If I've known about that type of program, I can send some of my older kids there for that help. Because I believe sometimes with these kids, we put a lot on their plate for them to follow up, but we need to get the resources out to the parents about some of these programs. And I think that is really key to helping not just the ones that, the few that may know, but to the majority. So how would you do that?
Well, I think we've done a really good job working with the Springfield Public Schools to make sure that the student that need it the most get this opportunity, and reaching out to all families through our membership and education. So every single day, the Y works with over 1,800 children and families, which we're very proud of throughout the Western Mass, 14 cities and towns. So we want to make sure that, that families watching this can go right to our website at springfieldY.org, call us on our website through the contact information, and reach out to us to become a YAIM member. And that's one thing that we're proud to support.
Well, you just answered my question. I guess you go to the website and get all the information you need, because like I said, it's to help your child and it's to help you. It's not just about the kids, it's about helping the parents. And from what Mr. Melendez has said, I think that is something that everyone needs to know about, especially if you have children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, you know. So that's really awesome. Do you have what do you have, Soli?
What type of help do you have for the kids that can't afford going to the YMCA?
Great. So the YMCA raises over $1 million a year in trying to assist families through our scholarship fund, and of course any way that you can help support us in supporting the families of Greater Springfield, we would appreciate it. And one thing that we do is make sure that if you can't afford a full membership, doesn't matter if you could pay $3 or $30, we will get you a membership. We had a family come in, a family of 7, 2 adults and 5 children, and they all got a membership for $15 down in Agawam, immigrant family. And so the work that we do is exciting, and in giving all families opportunity to enjoy the experience. And if I could expand on that,
Go ahead.
you know, we want to make sure that, you know, the definition of poverty is defined. You know, I think we always think of poverty by monetary and having funds, but we live in a society that we have time poverty. You know, we don't have enough time in the day. So when families are going to school themselves, young adults going to Stick or going to Bay Path or Springfield College, and they do have a 5-year-old or a 4-year-old, we actually have free childcare after school in this our child development room, that we're not going to just have babysitting for free, but it's actual child development, that we're going to develop the child while you have time to do your homework or work out and be healthy. So the Y is, of course, social responsibility, healthy living, and youth development is our key pillars that we are going to focus on all the time.
So don't get me wrong. I don't want to get this wrong, but so you have something for teenage women.
Or men.
Or men. Well, I know no man is not going to have no baby. So I'm the pregnant young lady, okay? What programs do you have for her so she'll be able to still stay in school, like in high school, to graduate? Do you have any programs that you can watch that will watch the baby during the day, or is that voucher or whatever? How's that work?
So another thing that we do through our EEC programs is having full child care starting at 6 months old all the way to preschool, and through many different avenues that could be free. And we are actually one of the PEG grant grantees. So the new SCOOP program, working with the Springfield Public Schools, is actually giving families the opportunity to have a free child care, and you know, through different avenues. For the voucher program, you have to work. But this opportunity actually gives families opportunity to go back to school while they have child care. So this is the new program SCOOP of the Springfield Public Schools, and the YMCA is a partner with that.
Oh, okay. I see you on. He on point. He's on point. He's on point with his stuff. People out there, he's on point, and it's good to know. I don't think a lot of people know what goes on at the Y. For those particular reasons with helping young kids that are in school with their children. Like you said, 6 months. The baby has to be at least 6 months old. Or?
We start as low as 3 months in our child care, and 6 months for the child development that is free with your membership.
It's free. It's free with the membership. I'm not telling people to go out there and have babies and have the why go take care of your kids while you go to school. You know, if you need it, it's there. That's the key component. If you need it, it's there to help support you, to help you to gain where you need to go as a young lady or as a young man, but a young lady, to better yourself for you and your child. And like I said, Mr. Melendez, it's awesome to hear that.
If I may, I just want to commend the work that you're doing. I know that you both have jobs now, and one thing that the Y does is employ hundreds of youth every summer and giving them the opportunities not only to get some money and to save some money for school, for their back to school expenses, but to make sure that they get that experience before college and or any avenues that you see after high school. We want to make sure that all youth have the opportunity to learn and grow. And we talk about the transition back to high school is continuing the structured schedules of waking up and having a supervisor and having a schedule throughout the day. We also know that summer learning loss and summer reading loss is so important. So one thing that we've done with the Springfield Public Schools and throughout the region in Chicopee as well is having our summer learning loss programs. So we fully understand the work that you're doing. We appreciate and applaud the work that you're doing, and going to the military is something that is commendable, and I appreciate that. So my father's a Marine. I was born in a Marine household. So
that's why his suits is popped up. That's what I'm talking about. It's the Marine in him. It's the Marine in his blood.
So I really want to thank you for inviting us on, and again, if anybody wants to reach out to the Y, springfieldY.org, Stefan, the work that you do for the community, and I've seen it firsthand, and leaders, mentors, educators are one of a kind, and I appreciate the work you do.
Thank you, my man. Thank you. Well, that's the end of this segment, and with Mr. Melendez, and he brought a lot to the table about the Y of the Greater Springfield, and I really, really thank him for coming here today out of his busy schedule, and I don't think we'll be seeing the last of you on this show.
I hope not. I hope not.
Because, like I said, the title of the show is Against All Odds, so what better way but to have the YMCA of Greater Springfield on board with us.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks again for watching the first episode of Against All Odds. I would love to hear from you and get some of the feedback from the show and other opportunities for me to branch out other issues. Like I said, that's really important. You can reach out at me at s.davisroundtable@gmail.com. Once again, s.davisroundtable@gmail.com. Thanks again for watching Against All Odds. Born in New York, my mother was both a father figure and mother figure. I did not see my father often during my life. I was surrounded by poverty. My maternal grandmother obtained full custody of me. With a new start to life, I still had many demons in my closet. I was always searching for a connection. Anger came out of me, and I took it out on any and everyone that tried to help me. Until a teacher grabbed me by my shirt and said to me, "I am not like everybody in your life that has hurt you." My teacher helped me rebuild my mental strength, graduate from high school, and I received a full football scholarship to American International College. I have helped many young men and women achieve many goals academically, athletically, and personally against all odds.